Okay. So I would like the class to be an interactive class. So as I'm facilitating, I want everybody to also follow. We should interact. So that's how we can enjoy the season. So it won't be everything. Before I wanted to be practical, but I will first go by this, then later on we'll go on practical. So every one of us will understand and we'll know how to write CV or resume. So, and I think we should have a class captain. If do you have a class captain already? You can unmute yourself and talk. Hello. You can unmute yourself. Let's talk now.
We don't have a class captain.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I think we should have someone who will volunteer for the class captain, for the role of class captain, please. I need a volunteer. Anyone? Let's try and let's talk. Please unmute yourself, everyone. Let's talk. Let's communicate together as brothers and sisters.
Maybe you should explain, what does the role of a class captain entail?
It's not okay. Okay, just yes. That person will serve as a medium of an info. There are some things, information that I may want to send, or maybe at the end of the class. So I will send him the video recordings. Then it will be done to give it to the post it to the group chat. So there's nothing much. So we know that we have a class captain and a timekeeper. That's just those two things. So for us to enjoy each other, there's nothing more, no workload. So that's just it. Mr. Osman, are you there?
Sure, I'm here.
Thank you. Oh, can you be the class captain then?
Well, maybe not now, really.
Okay.
I won't have that. I won't be able to. I don't have that commitment. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Maybe later. Let's just go ahead.
I would have loved to. Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right. Okay, please. I want us to unmute ourselves. I want this to be an interactive section, please. I don't want it to be as if I'm just talking. I'm only listening to myself. Aha. So that's just it. I'm very sure we all know what CV means. So I would like somebody to just explain to me in his own words, what's the difference between a resume and a CV? What do you understand? What do you understand by those two words? Someone, please, anybody.
Yeah, I want to make I want to make an attempt.
Thank you very much.
I think the difference between the two is one is for academic profiling, the second is for work profiling.
Okay, which one is academic profiling, please?
Academic profiling is what is called resume. While work profiling is what is called CV.
Okay. Any other person, please?
Yes. Okay.
Any other person, please? Let's talk. I'm very sure all of us here have a CV. So let's just talk. What do you understand by CV and resume, please? Let's just talk. Let's make it interactive. That's how we can join the class.
For me, they're pretty much the same thing. I don't know the difference. I just know that
what? Class
Okay, someone said it's the same thing. If I should get it right.
Okay, yes, as in they have the same objectives. So if you're not can you mute your mic?
I think they are the same.
Many people are talking at the same time.
No, okay, my sister just said you think. Please be sure.
Okay, for me,
Okay.
Good evening. I
Good
know
evening once
resume and
again.
CV are used interchangeably, but I
Okay.
think the major difference is that the resume is quite short and the CV has it's more comprehensive than what you have in the resume. That's
Okay.
from my head.
Good.
I guess that's different. There might be more,
Okay.
but that's more.
Yes. Thank you. Any other person, please? Anybody else? Okay. Somebody is talking in the chat box. The CV presents a full history of your academic credentials, so the length of the document is variable. In contrast, a resume presents a concise picture of your skills and qualifications for a specific position. So length tends to be shorter and dictated by years of experience, generally 1 to 2 pages. Okay. Okay. There's not much. Everybody I've tried, and I actually love everybody's idea. So there's not much difference. It's just as if the way we use it, we call it different names in different countries. In Nigeria, we call it CV. In US, we call it resume. While in UK, we call it CV. Someone said something about academic credentials. That's what we call academic CV. Are you with me, please? So that's what we call academic CV. Academic CV is different from a CV. So I will not. Someone is talking on that ground, please. That person should mute his or herself, please. Okay, thank you. So in my own words, I will tell you it is the same thing. Just the way we use it. If in US we call it resume, in UK we call it CV. So that, and in Nigeria we do call it CV. It's still the same thing. But in the process whereby they requested for more, on the norms, a CV contains all your credentials, starting from your background to your academic, everything all about you. That is what CV contains. While the resume just 1 or 2 pages resume, just your skills and experience. But in today, we all let me just say, we use the words as one. So it's either you call it CV or it's either you call it resume. So I think I'm clear with that one. Am I clear, or should I explain myself once again, please?
I think it's pretty clear.
Thank you. I want to ask a question before. Okay.
It is clear, but it's even from what you have just said, it will look like you cannot really put forth one without the other. Can you hear me?
I can hear
I'm
you,
saying
please.
that yes, even from what you have just said, it will look like you cannot put forth one before the other. For instance, you cannot start to talk about your work profile, your professional experience, your work experience, without putting in your academic qualification that justifies that experience and those positions. That's just my observation, what I want to say as an observation.
Okay, good observation.
I mean, we cannot state our work experience in one way without putting our academic qualifications there. That's the point. Yeah.
So that's the reason why I said they are all the same thing, because both of it it's the same information you put inside this one is the same thing you put inside the other one. But we just convince ourselves based on, we have British English and we have American English. So in UK, it is called CV generally. So in America, in US, what we call it resume. So I remember, I think last year I was working with a client. I think that's my first client working with a Canadian client. And I said, resume. And she was like, what do you mean, resume? Then I quickly recall that they call it CV. So that is just it for that. And I want to ask a question. Picture, a photograph, is it included when writing a CV? Anybody? Hello?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Okay. Any other person, please? Uche said no. Oluwashin said no. Any other person, please? You can
Sorry,
just...
I didn't get the question. Sorry.
Okay. Is a picture required when writing a CV? A picture. Okay. Baruch said no.
Not
Lawrence
necessary.
Ajibola said no. Okay.
Not necessary.
Thank you very much. A picture is not actually required when writing a CV unless they requested for it. There is a request, a picture should be attached. Maybe you are going for a modeling role. So from the instruction, from the job description, you must have seen it. A picture is actually required. So, but in Germany, a picture is a must when you are writing a CV, for example. In some other countries, but I will not be touching much of those countries. I will only base it in Nigeria here, and I will make use of US standard, because US standard and Nigeria standard is almost the same thing. So, and throughout the season, I will be calling it CV. We are picking a word CV. I will not be using the word resume. So today we'll not be talking about CV. Then tomorrow we'll talk about resume. Please, all what you are going to use throughout the class is going to be CV. So that's for that. Any other, and I want someone to just kindly explain what does a CV contains. What does a CV contains? As a CV, I know everybody must have had one or two. So I'm very sure everybody here has a CV. So, what can you say? What is a CV? And what's the full meaning of CV, please? Somebody. You can put in the chat box. You can unmute yourself and you can
curriculum vitae.
Curriculum vitae.
Okay. Good. That's just it for that. And who can tell me more about what are the details? What does CV contain itself? Somebody. Anybody? Anyone? Unmute yourself and let's just talk one-on-one.
Your name.
Okay.
Age.
Okay.
Nationality.
Okay.
Educational background.
Okay.
And qualification.
Okay. Any other person?
You can put referees.
Okay.
If on request.
Okay. Okay. Another person, please.
Yeah, from the beginning, you have a summary of who you are.
Okay.
A summary, that's number one. Then number two, you list out your professional experience. That professional experience will detail your academic qualifications. If you have professional certifications, you list them out. Then that is then followed by your work experience, details of where you have worked.
Okay.
And then when we are listing out the qualifications, some professional CV writers advise that if you have a very long years of work experience, you should de-emphasize your years of graduation, because some employers might not really be favorable to people who are aged.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. Osman. Any other person, please? Any other contribution? Let's try and talk. Let me tell you one of the importance of us discussing. We should interact. There are a lot of things that might not be included in my slides. I don't want to just come and teach, and go. But you should have some things. There's some things that you really want to make me to say it. It might skip my mind, but the more we are interacting, there's no way I will remember all these things. Now, for example, let me just say some of you have sent me an invitation on LinkedIn, and I've seen some people's profile. I can see open to new connection, open to new opportunities, and some other things. So, and I can see when I joined the group, I can see some of you are trying to navigate into tech. So CV is actually important. You have to pay attention. Let's just talk. Let's make it an interactive class. There's no way your CV is just your marketing skills. Let me tell you something. Your CV is what they will see before they will call you for an interview. Your CV must be well packaged and well arranged. So if they're okay with the CV, they will call you for an interview. Don't forget, they won't call you first. They will tell you to submit your CV. If your CV is okay, then they will call you for interview. So please, I want us to pay attention. Let's communicate, for us to know all these things. The first thing is now, you know how to write a good CV. How do you apply is another dimension. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm a CV writer. I can write voraciously. I can do this. You can do that. But if you don't know how to apply for jobs is another thing entirely. I'm very sure most of us we've heard of ATS, applicant tracking system machine. We all know about that one. How do you bypass ATS? How do you write an ATS standard CV? So please, I want us to communicate. Let's interact. Let the class be interactive. That's how we can enjoy the class. Don't let me just be facilitating like a lecturer. Just you go. No. I want you to know this thing. CV writing is a skills on its own. CV writing is a skills on its own. Like, I'm teaching you how to write it. I'm not helping you to write. I'm giving you my materials. I'm giving you all the terminologies, all the things I use to write CV for people. That's what I'm giving for free. If you decide, okay, fine, okay, you are doing your job aside, fine. Before you are trying to, transit into another field, then you can, okay, let me start writing CV for people. You will make your money. You make your cool cash. It's a skills on his own. Like, you have to just take your time. And this is what I'm here to teach. Okay, Mr. Oluwaseun, please talk. Unmute yourself and talk, please. You are raising up your hands.
Please, is there provision for a recording of this?
Yes, I'm doing that already.
Okay. Having said that, I get your drift.
Okay.
Although, this is my suggestion. I think
Good.
maybe if you take us through the content and then now permit us to ask questions and then we can now discuss questions. I think that will work. That might work better.
Okay, fine. Let me just continue. That's a good idea. Thank you, Mr. Oluwaseyi Adeosun. Okay. Any other person, any other contribution, please? Okay, fine. Let me just continue then. Fine. When we talk about CV, sorry, can you also see my screen, please?
Yes.
Good. So I have to write a winning CV. I want you to know, when writing a CV, how to write a winning CV is actually important. There are some necessary things you put together that forms a CV. The first thing is your name. Which one comes first? Is it your surname or your last name? As we all know in Nigeria here, what we do, our surname comes first before the last name. So the first thing that you are expected to do is your surname first, then followed by your name.
Sorry, sir. I thought surname and last name are the same. Surname and last name.
Okay, let me break it down for you. Okay, You know, we have surname, we have middle name, and we have last name. Sometimes they may, or they change it. You can have first name and last name. So when you see first name is standing for your surname, and last name is just, which is your own name. The middle name, depending on the words being used in that section, will determine, okay, which one am I going to put here first? But in the situation whereby you see first name and last name, automatically you know that that first name is your surname, while your last name is your own name. Somebody's talking in the chat box, please. Okay. So, and I'm not convincing you. Let me break it down for you once again. Okay, let's just use this word. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
Your first name is your surname, right?
No, your first name is your name, your own name. Like your name is Oladosu Razak. Razak is your surname. Oladosu is your first name.
Okay. Okay. If it's that you understand it, then let me go by that way. Let me use my name for example. My name is Oladosu Razak. See the way you can see my screen. Let me go back to my screen here, please. Can you see my screen, please? My surname comes first, and my name follows. Is that okay by you? Is that clear? Anybody, please? Are you there?
Okay, I want to say something.
Okay.
Yes, I think that, I don't know whether it is true, but you will let us know. I think that surname is British, which America will call last name. That surname usually is your father's name.
Thank you.
And I think Americans call it last name.
Okay.
Whereas the first name is your own name. For instance, my own name is Usman.
Okay.
My father's name is Amodu.
Okay.
So if I go by your terminology, Amodu is my surname. Why Amodu is my last name if I'm in the US?
Sorry. Okay, now in Nigeria,
can I take that again? Can I take that again?
Yes, come again, please.
Okay, my own name is Usman. Okay. My father's name is Amodu.
Okay.
Okay, so my first name is Usman. Why my surname is Amodu?
Which one comes first in your certificate? Is it your father's name or your name?
No, my father's name comes first in my certificate.
So your father's name is the what?
It's Amodu.
And Amodu is the what? Is the first name, right?
Amodu is my father. Yes, Amodu is my father's name. And it is my surname, and it is my last name.
Thank you. Somebody just said it now, clear. In Nigeria, our surname is known as our father's name. Yes or no, please?
Yes, it is.
That is what I'm trying to say here. So your father's name first, then your name follows. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Good. So the second thing is your The second thing is your address, followed by your phone number, your email, and your LinkedIn URL. If you have one, you put it there. So that's the first thing. The second thing is your professional summary, followed by your professional summary. So I will first list it, then I will explain each section for you one by one. After your professional summary, you can decide to go, you can follow, you can take skills to be the next thing. Depending, I will give you the two ways. If for example, if you have up to 5 years of experience, so skills is going to follow, which is going to serve as skills and your core competencies. After that one, followed by your professional experience. After your professional experience, then you have your education. After the education, if you have any certification, you will include it. Then reference. Reference is not required when writing a CV. Reference is not required unless they ask for reference. That is when you will include reference. Are we in the same page, please?
Yes, please.
Okay. And can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, the first thing after your name, and before I forget this, date of birth is not included when writing a CV. Nationality is not included. Your sex is not included when writing a professional CV. Things have been upgraded. So the way we write it before is different from the way we are writing it now. So if you still have date of birth, nationality, is it marital sex, single, all these things, please take it out of your CV. It's not included. So when it comes to your professional summary should state 3 things. You should have 3 things included in your professional summary. Who are you? What can you offer the company, and what are your career goals? These are the things your professional summary is going to cover. Are we on the same page, please? Just type yes if you are following what I'm saying, please.
Yes, we are.
Good.
Yes, we are following.
Okay. Now, what comes next? Is it the skills or the professional experience? For example, maybe you are still a fresh graduate. You don't have much experience. So you just go by just put your professional, take your professional experience to be the second thing, since you don't have much experience. So you can just use professional experience as the second thing. Then when it comes to professional experience, there are some things you have to list out. The first thing you have to do is it has to be in a chronological order. When I mean chronological order, should be from the recent downward. The present company you are working, or the last company you've worked, then followed by the previous one, you list it one after the other. So, and when it gets to, at that point of professional experience, these are the things that must be there. The first thing is your job title. After the job title, the company's name, the date you worked in the company, the day you start, and the day you stopped. And if you are still working there, you put it there till present. Then you have a bullet. This bullet is what is going to show your key responsibility and achievement. Are you there? Just say yes if you are following, please. Just type yes so I can keep talking, please. Okay, let me repeat myself once again. When it comes to professional experience, the first thing you have to put is the job title, followed by the company's name, then the date you start working with the company, and the day you stop, and if you are still working there, you put the present. Then you have your bullet. Inside this bullet, you should have your key responsibility and achievement. Thank you. Oluwaseun, thank you. Thank you. So that's how you're going to repeat it. Don't forget, it has to be in a chronological order. You start from the recent experience, then followed by the previous one. That's how you keep arranging it one after the other, one after the other. So, and after that one, you should have your skills. For someone that doesn't have much experience, okay, what are the skills that you are expected to put on your CV? What are soft skills? Can somebody differentiate between soft skills and hard skills for me, please? Anybody, please?
Okay. The example of, I'll give an example of soft skills.
Thank you.
If, for instance, I'm an engineer, my experience, my technical experience as an engineer is not a soft skill, it's a hard skill.
Okay.
But the example of the soft skills are all of those things that are not spoken.
Okay.
Which are the things that oil my relationship with my work colleagues, like emotional intelligence, like diplomatic IQ, like ability to cope with pressure, and ability to work with others, ability to achieve results through others. All of those things are soft skills.
Thank you very much.
Ability to communicate
in
a work environment, team leadership. All of those are listed as soft skills.
Thank
they
you.
They all have
very
nothing
much.
to do with my technical experience as an engineer.
Thank you. Any other person, please? Any other person, please? Fine. Mr. Osman, I've said it all, so let me just explain it once again. Your soft skills are the skills that you should have. Olayinka wants to talk, please. Okay, let me continue. So your soft skills are the normal skills as your what you should have. Just like your teamwork, your leadership skills, ability to multitask, detail-oriented, those are your soft skills. When it comes to hard skills are the skills that are transferable skills. This is what you are bringing in, like what Mr. Osman said. What you have learned so far and what is coming to do in the company. So that's the difference between these soft skills and hard skills. And, you know, as a fresh graduate, you don't have much experience. So they expect you to just have the normal basic soft skills, which is the communication skills. Okay, which is the communication skills. You should know how to communicate, at least. You should know how to work with team. You know, you should be a teamwork. You should be detail-oriented. You know, ability to multitask. These are the normal soft skills they expect you as a fresh graduate to have. Then, for example, let's assume you don't have some of these. You can take a course online. Okay, when you say I'm introvert, you find there's nothing like I'm introvert. When it comes to CV, when it comes to company, you have to work, you have to learn how to communicate with people, how to interact with people. These are normal basic soft skills, which, and you know, now computer literacy is a soft skills today, which we all know that all graduates should know how to operate a computer. So these are the normal soft skills. So these are the things you are going to put. But for someone that has 5 years of experience, not an entry level, is a mid-level role, you should have core competencies, which are your hard skills, what you are coming to do. For example, you're a tech, you're a software developer, you know, these are the things that find maybe your Java, your native JS, you know, all these things are your hard skills. These are your core competencies. So that's the difference between soft skills and hard skills. Then the last thing, okay, we have, then after that one, you have your education. In this section, what you are required here, what you're supposed to put here is just normal few things. Let me say this before I forget. When it comes to grade, nobody asks for grade. Since you know, for example, if you have, maybe you graduated with third class, you know, and you're not proud of it, since the company is not asking for a grade, just leave that place out. Leave it out. But the first thing in your educational qualification, the first thing you should list is the institution you went to, you graduated from. Just if you finish from OAU, Obafemi Awolowo University, you put it there. Then the year you finish it, you can just put it 2012, 2010. Then what you study, maybe you study banking and finance rather, then you put it, you know, in another section. Then you leave it just like that. But if you are maybe a first class student, fine. Your own wish, you can include it. You can just have another paragraph and you just write it there. You graduated with first class with so CGPA. Then after that institution, let's assume you have to arrange it the same way you arrange your professional experience in a chronological order. Your recent experience, your recent educational qualification, if it is master's must come first, followed by the BSc, then followed by the secondary school. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. If it's an HND holder, your HND comes first, followed by the ND. What you study when you are doing your HND program, you list it, then you put the second one, which is the ND. Then you can only include, if you like, it is not important to put your secondary school you graduated from. The most important thing, since what they are actually requesting for in the job description is some at least minimum of ND. So you don't need to include your SSC again, but if you have that one, you can still put it. But the best thing, what I do for people, the best practice, what I do is I'll just put, if you have masters, I'll put that one first, followed by the BSc, and that's just it. That's what I used to do in that section. So that's it for the educational qualification. Then the last thing, if you have certification, any other certificate, that's something I want to explain here. So can somebody explain the difference between certificate and certification for me, please? Anybody? Difference between certificate and certification? Any idea, please? Okay. What is studied? Okay, somebody's asking a question. What is your studied? Okay. You study personal management diploma, the mass communication university. And yes, you can add the both. Then the first one you are going to add on the list is the university. Was BSc is higher than ND. Your national diploma, what you studied was mass communication. But in your BSc, you studied another thing else. So you have to rank it from the highest to the lowest. So your BSc comes first, then followed by the diploma. So that's it for that one. Any other question before I leave that section, please? Good. So I was asking a question. After educational qualification, we are saying certificate and certification. Is there any, can anybody explain the difference between certificate and certification for me, please? You can type it and you can unmute yourself and you can, Certificate and certification. Okay, fine. Nobody. The difference between certificate and certification is this. Certificate are the courses you've done, maybe online, or you've gone to all these professional bodies. For example, now when you are doing your NYC program, there's some people that came and they told you to come and do some courses in customer service management, human resources management. All these things are certificates. Your BSc is certificate. Your diploma, national diploma, is called certificate. But certification is a body. There's a body that is going to certify what you've done. That makes it to be a certification. For example, you study accounting in school. For you to be an accountant, you must pass ICANN. Then you have to apply. Those bodies are professional bodies known by government, regulated by government. So you have to apply. When you pass the exam, then they will give you what they call certification, telling you that yes, you are now a bona fide, and you are now an accountant now. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Do you get the difference between certificate and certification, please?
Yeah, if we get you right, which means certificate is academic, while certification is professional.
Yes, and don't get that's what professional. There's some other professional courses you do. Maybe how to Microsoft Excel for beginner. Those are certificates. Any course you've done on online, analyzing course, all these courses, Udemy, everything, they call them certificates. It's not certification. All what you've done to improve on yourself, on your personal development, are called certificates. as an HR, for you to be certified, for you to have a license as a certification, yes, you are not a professional HR. You have to apply. That's what we call, there's a body for HR. They call them CIPM. So those bodies are what you have to apply for them. Then by that time you might be you might be working before you go for that certification. And fine, you can still take the course, you can still apply, then you get certified. Then you're not called the professional standard. Do you get that one, please?
Sure, it is clear. Let's move forward.
Good. So after your educational qualification, what you have next is if you have a certificate, other courses you've done, you can just include it. Then after that one, if you have certifications, all what you've done by a professional body, being certified by the government, regulated by the governing body, then you can put that one. So that will be, you can just put them together, certificate and certification, or certificate comes first, then followed by certification. Then the last thing on the list is reference. And if you have interest, let me just say this: hobbies and interest. Before we make use of hobbies, then you start telling me I know how to sing, I watch movies. Those are not hobbies. We rather call it, if the word hobbies is not much, is not included, it's not relevant in today's world again. You rather use the word interest. You have interest in the area of so. You want to become a tech, and you have area, you have interest in this area to be a software developer. You want to be a front-end developer, whatever they call it. Those are your interests. You don't just come to interest and start writing, I like traveling, I play chess, all these things. You don't do it. So your interest should be, okay, what you've done, or what do you like? What are you, what are your potentials? This should be your potentials. You have something in mind that, okay, fine, this is what you would like to do. You can just include it in the interest. And lastly, on the list, we have what we call reference. Reference is not actually required when you are writing a CV, but if they're requested for it, then include it. And before you include any reference, make sure you let that person know you are using them as a reference. You don't just pick your pastor's name, your daddy's name as a reference without you notifying them. For you to play safe, make sure you call them that you are using them for reference. In fact, tell them the role you are applying for, that job you are applying for, that is asking for reference. Tell them you are applying for this role, and make them your own reference. Let them know. But since they are not asking for reference, just put available upon request at that section. So that is it for the whole thing. Before I move forward, any other question pertaining to what I've said, or any other place that you are not, please, can we get the document? Okay, you will get that one. You will see it. There will be a document for that one. Any question, please? Okay. So I want you to take note of this. You don't need a fancy template before you write the CV. The most important thing that is important when writing a CV is to show your skills and strengths. The most important thing is your professional summary, your skills and your. Sorry, is this format of CV acceptable worldwide? Yes, I'll give you a format. That will be a format I will give every one of you that is well acceptable everywhere, anywhere. You are free to go, you are good to go. So I'll come to that. So you don't need a fancy template. What I mean by this is some people go ahead and start looking for colors. You design CV with different colors, different tables. If your CV still have table today, please remove it. ATS cannot read anything in picture form, in tabular form. So if you have tables on your CV, remove it. Just let it be neat and well arranged. That's the best thing when you are writing your CV. Okay, so I've said this in the beginning, you don't need a passport photograph unless they request for passport photograph. So that's it for it when you're writing a CV. I said this in the beginning, your CV is your marketing strategy. A well-prepared CV calls for an interview. The reason why I don't want to touch all these things, the other things I have here is another thing. I don't want to jump from one place to another. I want to finish it one after the other. So your CV is your marketing strategy. Your CV is what they see before they call you for interview. So make sure you have a well-prepared, neat and arranged CV. So when you how to apply for jobs and that thing, I will teach you that when I'm done with how to write a CV. So in this is everything when it comes to CV writing. So you have to sell yourself. So as I said, it's your marketing strategy. It's what they are going to see. And one more thing, you can have plenty CV. It's not a must to have one CV, and you don't. That's what we don't have a generic CV. That's nothing like generic CV. A generic CV is a CV you said you can find. This is the only one CV I will have. I will use it to apply for customer service. I will use it to apply for HR. I will use it to apply for banking, bank teller. It's what I will use to apply for. You know, you cannot have a generic CV. Each CV should be tailored to the job description. For example, now the reason why you said you can't have a generic CV is this. For example, maybe when you started your career, you started as a bank teller in a bank. Then you move ahead, you start as sales and marketing in another company. Then you still move ahead, you start as customer service. You have 3 different experience in 3 different fields. So and now you want to apply for a role of customer service officer. So the best thing I expect you to do, come back to your CV. You start with your professional summary. Let your professional summary carry the word customer service. You write it in such a way it's going to fit into the job you're applying for. Then your skills. What are the skills? The skills, the skill set required for customer service is different from the one in banking. There might be things that are kind of related, fine. But there are some core skills that I expect you to have as a customer service officer. So you have to come back to your CV, you have to change your skills, put all these words. Then you send that CV out. You will not use that same CV if you want to apply for the role of sales and marketing. Don't forget, you've tampered with the professional summary already. So now you have to change the professional summary again to sales and marketing. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So all CV must be tailored to each job you are applying for. So you can't just have one CV and say, yes, thank God I have this CV, and then you keep flinging your CV anyhow. So a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people whereby they said I've submitted more than 20 CVs, so 20 applications, and if not, you're not even getting any feedback from the company or from the recruiters. Why? That's another question. I've sent more than 50 CV and I've not got any feedback. Either they rejected it or they accept it or not. You are not getting any feedback from them. There are some common mistakes we do, but you don't see it as a mistake. You just believe you have a lot of mistakes. Most of job seeker do when applying for job. You don't just flip the same CV for every role you see online, and you have to define yourself. Who are you? What do you want to be known for? You should have a career path. That's the first thing. Okay, fine. I want to be an accountant. You start building, maybe start with an intern. Or maybe you want to switch it. Fine, maybe I've seen people whereby they don't have a career path. So they are just trying to kickstart their career in another industry. So maybe now they want to be an HR. In that process, they have to start building their career. Maybe they start with HR assistants, and that's how they keep building their career. Then for them to be known as, yes, I'm a professional HR today, I'm a professional sales and marketing, so. So if you have a career path, that career path is going to help you in so many ways. If you have a career path, you don't need multiple CVs again. All what you need to do is just go through the job description, look at the required skills, then come back to your CV. You input those skills there, and that's just it. Then you submit. But for someone that doesn't have a career path, today you jump from customer service, tomorrow you jump from that customer service, jump to HR, you still jump to bank teller. So it's good to have a career path on that side. Are we all together? Are we on the same page, please?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me show you an example of a professional CV. Let me show you one here. And there's another one I will give you one for you to practice. Then we come back again individually. I'll go through it one after the other. But let me just show you how a professional CV looks like. Come in, please. Can you all see my screen, please? Can you see my screen? Anybody?
Yes, your screen can be seen, please. We can see it clearly.
Thank you. So as you can see, what comes first is the name. But this is this CV. This is a US CV, one of the work I've done for one of my clients. Okay, let me look for a Nigeria CV here, please. I'm coming. Let me just cancel this. Let me show another one, please. Can you see my screen now? Okay, good. Okay.
Hello.
The father's hello.
Can I come from another angle now? You know, we have been talking about our certificate from our various schools. What if you have something that is completely different from what you have studied in school? I mean, is it a complete departure from what you have studied in school? Like you study mass comm, you want to go into websites. You are trying to say we are not to reflect all our past experience in that particular one. We should only reflect our certification on website design. or even if we don't have any experience at all, we should just make do with what we have presently to present to our clients or employer. Is that what you are saying?
Okay, let me explain one more time. Let me come back. Let me repeat myself. Okay, for example, you said maybe you are trying to apply for a new role, and
yes,
let me see if I get your question very well. You're applying for a new role,
and we realize that
I don't have experience.
Okay.
Sorry, you don't have the experience of the role you are trying to apply for.
Yes.
Okay. So
hello. These are short certification, 3 months, 6 months. You mean we should not reflect our past other professionals certificates we have?
You have to reflect it there. Include it, please.
Okay.
So now let me just come from another angle. For example, now let me use myself for example. Fine. Let me just say I study accounting. So, and I'm still a fresh graduate. Now I'm trying to navigate another career path.
Okay.
Which is let me just say HR. So for me to apply for any HR job, you don't expect me to start applying for an entry level. That's what we call graduate trainee. That's what we call internship. That's what we call entry level. That's what we call mid level, and that's what we call senior level. When it comes to application, someone with zero, let me explain. What graduate training means is someone with zero experience, with no little experience.
Okay.
It can be 1 month, but the experience that you don't have cognitive experience in the field, so they expect you to apply for interns, or you apply for graduate trainee. But for now, after your graduate trainee, at least you've had 1 year experience. The next thing you move ahead, entry level. Entry level roles starts from 1. Some might say 2 to 3, 1 to 3. Do you understand me?
But okay. I still have another question, because in tech we are made to understand that certificates, especially in some tech field,
rules. Okay.
That they don't really regard certificates. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out something here.
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain to you. Fine. Let me use it. Let me come from your own perspective. You're trying to navigate into tech. You're transitioning from one career path to tech, and already you have some previous experience. You have some previous. We must have a CV. That doesn't mean list all your previous experiences. Let it be inside that CV. All the professional courses you've done.
Even if they are not tech inclined. Yes. Even if they are not tech inclined, right?
Yes. Because what you are applying for in that tech role is just the entry level. Sorry, just the normal fresh point, which is the graduate trainee or the intern. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You start from somewhere to build a portfolio. So now if you have previous, list all those things. Then you come to your career objective, which is your professional summary. There's a way you write your professional summary. Your professional summary is now what is going to career that you are open. You are transitioning from one place to another, that you are now you are looking for a new opportunities.
Okay.
That's why you are eager to learn, open to new environments. That's why you are coming into this field. That's what your career objective is going to say here. So as a recruiter or the employer, after looking at the CV, you know that, okay, fine, this person is a fresher. So which means it belongs to what? Graduate training or internship role. From now, for example, now you've been into tech, you've been doing 1 or 2 courses online. Then the next thing that they can't tell you, to start applying for somebody with 5 years of experience. They will tell you to start with an intern. Yes or no, please?
Even if you are well skilled.
Yes.
Okay.
When you are well skilled as a tech professional, as a maybe software developer or front end or JavaScript, then you are not. That means you must have nothing less than 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay. So by that time, you know that you can do this. you've had, that's what they call hard skills. That's like I said earlier on. If you have all these skills, you know how to do this, you know how to do that. So you are not more an intern again. So you can apply for a senior, for a mid-level role, an entry role. Each job description comes with its own specification. Before you apply for any job, what they expect you to do is to go to the job description. Does this thing fit into my shoes? Fine. What is the requirement? That's what they call requirements. So you look at the requirements. Fine. They are looking for somebody with 5 years cognitive experience, somebody with 2 to 3 years, somebody with 10 years. When you see 10 years, I know you have 2 years of experience. That is a no-no for you. You can give it a try, but the probability of you being shortlisted is low.
Okay.
So that when you look at the job description, you look at the requirement. If you know, yes, okay, fine, I can do this. They require, okay, somebody that knows how to use reactive, all these words, all the text words, you know, you've done the skills, you can do them, then fine. You are free to go, then you submit your application.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other question, please? You can type it. If you have any other question, please. Are we on the same page? Let me everybody type yes, we are on the same page, please, and let's continue. Good. Thank you. So this is a professional CV, US standard. So this person's father's name is Salam. And you can see it is written in capital letter to show that, yes. So I can identify the father's name from that person's name. We know that, yes, the one written in block letter is the father's name. This is how we do it in Nigeria form. Are we together, please? So after that one, you can see the middle name comes, the surname, our name. The way we call it, the father's name, our name, then the middle name. So, and if you have 2 names, don't use abbreviation when you're writing CV. Salam L. Adijat, no. Write everything in full. Then followed by this, the location. You don't need to type the long address, number 22, Agowoye Street, Egbeda Ikotun, Lagos State. We don't need that long description. All you need is the city and the state you based in. That's what you're going to put. And this is an example of it. Followed by the phone number. If you have 2 phone numbers, then you can put them, comma, the second phone number. Then followed by the email. One thing about your email or Gmail, that reminds me, if you still have something like Sexy Susie 43, it's not a professional email. You kindly register a professional email. All this sexy actor is not accepted. Use your name. As you can see, Salam Temi 22 at gmail.com, at yahoomail.com, at rocketmail.com. That's it for that. So the career objective, this person is just a fresh graduate with just maybe, let me just say, 2 years of experience as a data collector. So the career objective differs different from each other depending on the years of experience and the skills that person has. So as you can see, a recent graduate with 2 years of experience as a data collector, and I'm eager to take on new challenges, which means it's telling them that I'm open to new roles. I'm eager to take unnamed challenges and contribute to the success of an organization. My skills now, the first thing is she said she's a recent graduate. That is one. 2 years of experience. That's another key point. 2. As what? Data collector. 3. As a recruiter or employer reading this, we know that, okay, fine, this person has 2 years of experience as a data collector and is still fresh in the market. Then the next thing that follows that, yes, she's open to new opportunities. Now, coming back to skills, my skills in data collection, she's talking about her skills as a data collector. My skills in data collections and analysis, comma, attention to details. These are the normal soft skills I was talking about that you should have. Attention to details, ability to work independently, make me a valuable asset to my team. And I'm highly motivated to learn and grow professionally. And I'm open to exploring opportunities in any field. So this kind of, for example, now, this person with this CV, any can still use this same CV to apply for anything that has to that is related to data collector, enumerator, field enumerator. You can still use the same CV because all these things are still in the same line. So what I want you to know when it comes to career objective is this. There are some key points I want you to know that which must be included. The first thing is the years of experience that person has. The second thing is what? Years of experience in what? As a barber, as a tailor, as a fashion designer. So that's the second thing. Then he's still talking about his skills. This same career objective is talking about that we still have skills, but he has said 1 or 2 things in that career objective that I have this, and I can do this. That is what career objectives are meant for. So everything differs from each other. So you change it from time to time. Let me go through this. If this person has another, fine. This person is a bank teller. Started with a bank teller role. Then the next thing, data collector. Then followed by data collector again. For example, if this person wants to apply for a bank teller, then she has to come back. Don't forget, she has 1 year experience in bank teller. She will still leave the CV the same way. She's not going to delete data collector. All what she needs to do is she just come back to this career objective and tell them she has 1 year experience as a bank teller. So me reading this as an employer or recruiter, when I look through the first stage, I did not see bank teller. Then I have to scroll down. Let me see if this person is lying or not. Then when I see this, then this is what I'm going to look at. And second thing is the skills. Then I have to come back to this place. Most of the skills have to be skills that match the job that person is applying for as a bank teller. So now the second section comes. We have skills. Then interpersonal skills, time management, team leader, proficient in MS Suite, which is your Microsoft Word, Excel, what have you. Leadership skills, problem-solving skills, detail-oriented, organization skills, and these are the soft skills this person has. And there's a technical skill that this person is trying to tell them that apart from this, I can do this. You can, okay, using Microsoft Word and Excel, and the use of Kobo Collector and Survey CTO for data collection. This is just like an add skills that she knows how to use these two softwares. And don't forget, as a data collector, so he's trying to sell herself for the company, for the recruiter, for the employer. That's fine. These are my skills. This is what I can do. I've done this before. Now, she said something here that she knows how to use Kobo Collector and Survey CTO. Now, going through the professional experience, which comes next. Are we on the same page, please? Let me see you type yes, please.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We are.
Thank you. So the next thing is, now we start with the professional experience. This person, the recent experience this person had was as a data collector, July. I repeat, the first thing, job title. The job title is what? Data collector and field enumerator. So this is a two row together. Then the company, the name of the company follows. This is Qualiquant Limited Service. Maybe now this same company is partnering with what? Malaria Consortium. So which means she's working for two different companies, but since the companies are partnering with each other, that is why I'm putting, you are seeing two different companies / beside each other. So the next thing is when she started working with them, July 2023, and she stops. If you're still working with them, then you put the present. Then she starts working there in July 2023, the same month, which is 1 month. Location, Oshobo. Then in this place, then she has the what? The responsibility and achievement. So now all the things she has done, don't forget, each job has job description, has job, that's what they call job responsibility. In every job you are applying for, that's what they call responsibility. These are your responsibility when you come into your company. This is what you'll be doing. This is your task. So from there, fine, this is what you've been doing. What are the things you've done? Maybe you've done something. Or you've used your skills to do 1 or 2 things, then you can, you have to include it in the CV. That will serve as your achievement. The first thing she has on the list is collaborated with the interdisciplinary team to integrate data from multiple sources for a comprehensive analysis. Maintain high level of professionalism and adaptivity. Now, maintaining high level of professionalism and adaptability is a skill. We all know We all know that adaptability is a skill on its own. So now she's using that skills to achieve a result here. Maintaining high level of professionalism in a dynamic and challenging field environment. That is an achievement. That is one. The first one is still the normal key responsibility. So the third one is conducted survey and interviews with individual or groups to collect data. That is normal responsibility. Then the fourth one is maintain clear and effective communication with team members and supervisor regarding data collection, progress, and challenges. Maintaining clear and effective communication, which means she's using her communication skills to rapport with the supervisors and the other team member for the progress of the team, for them to achieve their result. That's another achievement. So lastly, we have organized and managed collected data in a systematic and secured manner. That is normal key responsibility. So in this way, we have what they call key responsibility, and we have what we call achievement. So that is it for professional experience. Now, the same thing, the second company, don't forget, you have to arrange it in a chronological order. We are starting from the recent. So the recent one is what? July 2023, followed by the next one. This one doesn't have date. It's not including, this is the month is not there, but the year is there, which is 2021 to 2022, which is a year. The name of the company is what? OPMN Service. Subtitle is what? Data collector. You want to say something? Okay, let me continue. So the same thing, you repeat itself. You start with your what? The job title, your position, then the company's name. But if you can see, I highlighted the job title, which is the position here that is highlighted. Then the company is now highlighted. So that differentiates that, okay, this is the what? This is my job title, this is the company I'm working with. So, and she started 2021 to 2022, Lagos State. Same thing in the first row here. So that's just it. You keep repeating your experience one after the other. Now, down to the education. Okay, the recent one is HND, Applied Chemistry, SRK, College of Technology, Osun State. That's just it. So that's the recent one. So, and she doesn't want me to include the ND since she studied the same thing in ND and HND. So we are only leaving it as the recent one, which is the Applied chemistry. So now this person doesn't have any certificate or any certification, then we move to the, okay, somebody is talking about something here. There's a question. I'm coming, please. Will my key responsibility be in present tense if my year with the current shows the present? Okay. I mean, time. Yes. It has to be action verb, present tense. Do you get that? Tito? Yes. Any question before I move ahead? Any other question, please? Okay. In the name of no any other question, then we move ahead. Then the next section is reference. This person doesn't have what we call certificate or certification, doesn't have any professional course. So you go to reference, which is available upon request. For example, now I've done this work, I've submitted it to the owner. Let's assume this person wants to apply for a job and they requested for references or reference, sorry. Then which means that this person has to come back to this page and include reference. So that is it. So I'm done with this. So any question? Are we all together? Please, question.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
It relates to the points I made earlier on.
Okay.
When an applicant has so many years of work experience.
Good.
And he has to apply for a job. Let's say he has experience that's up to like 25 years. And the job is applying for.
Okay.
In such that this number of years of work experience might work against him. Is it permissible for him to cut off the previous, let's say he states his CV from 10 years and leave out the previous 10 years before that latest 10 years? Is it permissible?
No, that's what they call gap in the CV.
Can I take the question again?
Come again. Let me hear you.
Let's say I'm applying for a job and I have 25 years of experience.
Yes.
Meaning that I graduated 25 years ago.
Okay. 25 experience in a particular field or different field altogether?
Yes. Yes, in a particular field. Good. Is it permissible for me to leave out, and maybe this job is asking for just 10 years of work experience?
Okay.
And I know that I'm very qualified. Is it permissible for me to leave out the previous 15 years?
No.
And I just take the latest 10 years so that I can still fit the bill for the job?
Okay, let me explain that aspect for you. Since what they are requesting for is 10 years. Minimum, you will see them, the minimum of 10 years, which means the minimum. You can never see maximum of no. What you will see is minimum of 10 years, which means from 10 years and above should apply.
Okay.
Only. You can have 12, you can have 15, you can have 25. You don't need to cut anything. Leave it the way it is. That shows more competency that yes, this person is an expert. That's what we call, when you start a career, they can start, you have names. We have experts, we have professional, we have thought leaders. As we have this, we have manager, we have the manager role, the director role, the executive. So, for you coming in as that, they know that this person is an expert rate, is an expert. Is a good bonus on their side because we've had enough experience. So that's it for that. Okay, another question here. Can someone who has professional certificates and a master's degree with little or no experience in that field apply for. Yes, the best way to kickstart your career, the best way, let me say this one more time. No matter how you've done in school, even though masters, you have to come back. You start from a point. And where is the starting point? The starting point is the graduate training, because you still have no experience. What you just have to do is you list your certificate, your educational background certificates, one after the other in a chronological order. Then the best way, because I can't just put in the position whereby you don't know how to operate this or do that. It's a crime to lie on a CV. It's a big crime. There's no way you can skip it. They will catch you. I'm coming to that. I'm coming. Just keep putting the question there. I'm coming to that. So, because what matters most, that is why everybody is telling each other, shouting, go and learn his skills, learn his skill, learn his skill, learn his. Forget about. Fine. Even though you don't have BSc, you don't have masters, you can kickstart your career in tech. Since you've gone to a company, you've started with a company, then they teach you the basic things. They show you how to make use of this and that. The moment you know it, let me say this, for example, in US, they don't care about your certificate. What they care about is your skills and your experience. Nobody cares where you graduated from, even though it's Harvard. What they care about is your skills and your experience. That's the most important thing they look at. There's a benchmark. The reason why they used to say BSc, the benchmark of BSc is that, okay, at least they want to use it to, scrape some people that doesn't have that degree. For example, now, I'm a tech. My highest qualification is SSC. I just started a company with maybe one company, and now I'm a senior developer self with 10 years of experience. And there's another body, there's another person that have gone to school, graduated BSc, even though in computer science, even though in biology, and that person is into tech. And in the job description, it is clearly stated and written that BSc, minimum qualification. That person that graduated with SSC, they will not consider that person. They will only consider, if it is in the job description, they will only consider the BSc first before the SSC. But in that, most of the time, they don't even require the educational qualification again. All what they do is years of experience and the skills. This person should know how to do this. This person should know how to do that. That's what they're actually after. That's what the company wants to know. Let me see this in your CV that you've done this, you've done that. Most of the tech position today, your interview is going to be on practical. They'll just tell you to do this within this minute. And you must achieve the same result within this minute. Then they want to see how fast you are, how you were able to think outside of the box. That's what they're actually after. They don't actually look for, okay, is he master? Is it this? Is it that? But there's some places that they actually request for masters, HND, there's some field that it is a necessity. For example, now, as an accountant, you can't tell me SSC, you're not an accountant. You have to pass through some bodies, you have to be, you've gone to school, they've given you a certificate, then you start your career. When you want to apply for a company, for example, Nestle will never tell you, or Flower Mill will never tell you the SSC as a qualification. The minimum of BSc or HND, that is what they will put. So that is it for that aspect. I don't know if I've answered that one very well. So is it a crime to lie on the CV? It's a crime. You don't lie on the CV. Be yourself. There's no way you can lie. If you lie, for example, I've seen a lot of people that. Hello? You want to talk? Please talk.
Yes.
Okay.
I said away from tech now, tech world. Okay. In the proper profession, whatever. Is there age barrier? That's when they specify the age range. Is there any age barrier when you are applying, and when it does reflect in your years of experience that, okay, you have spanned a lot of several years, and age is a limitation in the aspect of age. What do you say about that?
Okay, let me just say this. I love the question. Nice question. When it comes to age, for example, there's some jobs that actually requires age. That kind of job, you have to include your date of birth. The moment they're asking for age, just go back to your CV, go to your profile, add your age. Don't tell them it's 20, just type November 2021. That is it. That is what you are going to do. You type your age, but at that point, let me say, for example, banking used to do it. Banking. The reason why they used to put age is to set out some people, to set out some category, set of category for them not to apply. And if you are aged, they will believe that this person, maybe the position requires somebody that's still active in his early age. So that's the reason why they used to have age as a benchmark. So maybe that particular role, they need someone that is very active, but they know that somebody of 35 has family, doesn't have that strength, much capacity. That's why they put it. But in that any moment they're asking for age, just come back. Even though let me assume they say max 35 years maximum. That 35 and this same year you are clocking 35. You are still in that bracket. You still fit in for that role. Just come back to your CV, include it, and you are free to go. But in the case of whereby you are over age, what they're asking for, then they mean it. Even though you lie, you put a wrong age. In that case, when it comes to interview, they will tell you to bring your birth certificate along. There are some few jobs that actually requires age. Few, not all jobs. Is that one clear?
Yes.
Good. I have a question here. I'm coming, please. I've had somewhere that you don't include the period you have spent in the company. Company that sacked you. 25 years in the company. Okay, let me explain this to you. I've seen a case like this before. It's better for you to resign than them sacking you. That's what they call background check. That's what they call background check. As a recruiter, I'm a recruiter. When you send your CV, there's a way we filter CV. When it comes to background check, that's what we almost do last. That's the last aspect of it. Fine, you said you've worked in this company before. There's a way we do it. We write the company. If you are being sacked, I've seen a scenario where I will explain this scenario to you. If you are being sacked, you can see if the reason why you are being sacked is maybe let me just say maybe the company doesn't have this good let me just say culture. Then maybe for one or two reasons, or maybe you're not okay with their culture, the environment, and that's why you leave. Maybe you complain too much and the next thing they fire you. It doesn't spoil anything. Just put it there. But in the sense of maybe it's a sexual harassment. So there's no way. The moment they write to the company, they will write to the HR, and the HR will reply them. They will not even bother asking you if yes or no. They believe the company cannot lie. So and the next thing they won't even bother considering that person. That's why some people they've done medical for the company. The next thing they not hear back from the company again. So depending on the condition of you getting sacked, even though you were sacked on your right part, if you know you are very sure nothing happened, you can still put it there and state it. Don't remove if you are very sure, but for you to be sacked, it must be a serious issue. They can't just sack you anyhow for any reason. Hello. Ola Inka, can you please? Is it Ola Inka talking?
No, not at all. Not me.
Okay, is it Paul Faith Alduba? Okay, fine. I've answered your question very well. Okay, let me come back. Okay, I'm coming. Let me come back. Let me listen. Okay. Somewhere that you don't include the period you have spent in a company that sacked you. Tito, can you please unmute yourself and let me understand the question. Maybe you should ask via call. Don't use message. Let me understand the question very well. Or is anybody that understands Tito's question? If you are being sacked, depending on the reason why they sacked you, but you know, the moment they sack you, it actually spoils your career. That's just it. That's the bitter truth. If you are being sacked by a company, it actually says a lot about your career. For you to work in a big company is going to be a big issue. And if you remove it, that will be a gap on your CV. So the only places you can apply are maybe there's some companies that maybe not PLC, maybe some private sectors that, you know, have, let me just say 20 employees. It's very hard because that will be a gap. That year you have been sacked is going to reflect on your CV. And while conducting background check, they will know. And that calls for interview. Let's assume they still call you for interview. They will ask you, what were you doing from this year to this year? What happened? Is that still clear by you, Tito? Okay. Okay. Any other question, please? Any other question? I love the question aspect. It makes me to talk about the things, you know, that's not included in my slide. Any other question? I don't want to jump into the aspect of how to apply for a job for now. I want us to understand this. Let's know how to write a good CV, a professional CV. Let's create a scale through that one first before we go into how to apply for a job, one step at a time. Any other question relating to anything we've said or not? Let me see if I can answer it.
Okay, what about when you have practiced for some time, working in an organization and you later withdrew, resigned and started working on your own as a self-employed?
Good.
So how do you, will you put your name, your own company's name, or what do you do in that regard?
In that situation, I've seen someone, let me even show you the CV, the owner of Ericsson and Akate. I was the one who wrote the man's CV. The CV is still here with me. Let me just go through it. I have his recommendation on my LinkedIn. Let me just show you that. I'm coming. See what the man is doing presently. Victoria. Victoria. Victoria is in. Is it Victoria? Okay. I'm coming, please. It's not him. Okay, I've seen it. Can you all see my screen now?
Yes. Yes.
Good. This man here is an Indian man. He has worked with is the owner of Ericsson and Alcatel, in short. He's an elderly man at his age. This person has 25 years of experience. He should be in his 60s or 50s by now. This man. So he works with Apple. Now, finally, he has resigned. Now, look at it. From 2017 till present, he's an independent consultant.
Consultant.
Yes. So he works in his own office. So which from here, what the word independent consultant means, you're working for yourself. Okay. And these are the role he's playing. So that's just it. So we still repeat the same thing. Independent as the company, independent consultant and mentor. So these are what the man is doing now. He resigned from Apple. And he's still the owner, founder of Ericsson and Alcatel.
Okay.
So that you can just, the moment you stop working from a company, you resign. It's a good thing for you to have resigned, which means it says a lot about you. You've attained level of let me just call it expert. You are they call it expatriate. You are now an expatriate. Someone with 25 years plus. Okay. This person is 25 years. We don't want to say 30 again. It might be even 31, but 25 over 25 years, which means it can be 40 over. So for them to have seen this kind of people, they feel like I can't work for any company again. I can start, working for a different company while I still work for my own company at home. So they call them expatriates. There's a lot of companies recruit, they're still taking expatriates, but you don't know. Those people will just come in, they step out, and they're a member of the cabinet. Do you understand? Okay. So yes. That's just it. They call them, you've gotten to the level of fine. When you get to manager level post in a bank, you get to a point where you are going to retire. At that point of retirement, do you expect to go back and start working with another company again? Or what you do is now you just consult.
But in this case, it's a different field entirely from what the person has been doing. Do you understand? Different field.
Since it's a different field, it's still the same thing. You let them know this is what you are doing. For you to be doing it, you have the skills. You can't just you can't be doing what you don't know, which means you know it. You have the required skill set in that field. So that's just it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. So any other question, please? I know you are seeing different formats. Don't forget about format now. Format is what we discuss later. The most important thing is how to write a winning CV. The word is actually important than format.
Hello? Okay. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. So I wanted to ask, what role does work and then extracurricular activities play on CV, especially with multinationals that like to understand who the person is and how the person is willing to give back to their society? So where do we present that on our CV? How should it be presented?
Activities. That should be your interest. That's what we call interest. That aspect. You create another. Let me see. I think this man has some interest here. Okay. These are additional information about this person, author of popular blog. These are additional information. Let me. Come here, please. So, in that aspect, what you are going to include there is you just put your interest. So from there, That's what they call potentials. That's what we call potentials. When we look into CV, that's what we call potential. Does this person has potentials? Potentials are how this person, like what you just said, extracurricular activities, which means this person is actually working extra. You just said extracurricular activities. So which means you did not base your study inside one circle. You've been doing some other things. So that even makes sense to the employer or the recruiter, like that this person has potentials. If we bring in this kind of person, it's going to yield a good result for the company. So you just, after your education, you create another column, you can interest, or you use additional information. Then you write whatsoever you have been doing as your extracurricular activities. As you said, extra shows that you are extra, you are more than, you've done some. Any other question? Did I answer the question? Well, I have a question. Let me see the chat box. So, any other question, please? Okay, in the absence of no question, I've designed a template for everyone, not individual. I think two different. Let me give out one. So everybody should please try. I've explained the whole thing. Let me show you how I did this stuff. Let me go back and come, please. Templates. You will just edit, include. I'm coming, please. Templates. Okay. Are we on the same page, please? Can you see my screen, please, everybody?
Yes.
Let me see. Good. This is a template. So, fine. Your first name, your father's name, and your name. So, address. Just what you need to do here, just double click. Then it's going to show you to enter address. You put it there. Your phone number, the same thing. So for here, I've explained the whole thing. Give a summary of your career from both an academic and your summary in total, like I explained. Then your skills, followed by skills. It can be your soft skills. And if you have any hard skills, you can just skills/competence. And the next thing, your experience, job title, company, location. You can see. So this will help you as a guideline when you are writing it. So please, I want everyone to try as much as possible to go over these. So when we are coming next, I will just revamp one or two. The reason why I'm giving you this is for you to know how to write. I don't care about the format. I'm not after the format. Format is a minor thing. You can give it a design, but the content is important. The content is important than the format you give it. Imagine you have a beautiful format and at the end of the day, all what you have inside it is not even selling you well. It's a trash. So, and I'll make it easy. Okay, let me check here. I'll drop it. Okay, I'm coming to that. There's a question here. Are we allowed to have a private chat? Yeah, you are allowed. That's the reason why the CEO sent my LinkedIn URL. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I've accepted some connection already. So if you have any personal, you can even come to my WhatsApp and ask. That's the reason why I'm in the group. Okay.
Question.
Okay, I'm coming. Let me read this thing. I've not answered this person finished. My current job role doesn't have the title. Experience. You can help me give it a name. I do not want to, of course, it makes me well. Okay. This person said something that will make me to say one or two things. I'm coming, please. Wow. The thing is, let's get something clear here. That when you see, that's what we call career coaching. That is one-on-one coaching. It's not a group discussion. This decision whereby you explain yourself. The first thing I do before I write CV for anybody's consultation, I need to understand your point, where you are coming from. I need to. Sorry, please. As I was saying, sorry, I forgot what it is. So sorry for the interruption, please. When it comes to, okay, career coach, the first thing I do is consultation. You consult first. You have to understand why, how. Is it transitioning or looking for new looking for new opportunities or what? You have to understand where that person is coming from. For example, now she just said something here that the company is paying her very well. That's what we call passion when it comes to career. Let me tell you my passion. My passion is to be an HR expert. But today, I'm into real estate. It's not as if HR is not paying the bills, but real estate is paying the bills rather more than I quit. So what pays the bills actually matters. We all know what the country is talking about. We all understand the economy right now as it is. So, for example, we've seen Kanayo. After the years, at the end of the day, he's not a certified lawyer today. He's a lawyer. And what does he want to use it for? Nothing. But he just wants to be a lawyer because he has passion for it to be a lawyer. I'm sorry for saying this is not part of my class, but let me just explain some one or two things for you. He has passion to, right from the onset, while he was acting as an actor. But after he resigned, or when he has the opportunity, then he went back to school, went back to the law school and everything. Now he's not a lawyer today. I've seen several people. They just want to have that title. I want to be a doctor. It's not as if they want to teach. They just want to have that title. That's just it. That's their passion, actually. But there's something that actually pays the bills. Because when you are transitioning, you don't expect them to pay you like that. You start from zero. You start building another career path from the beginning. So I won't say much about that one. But there's nothing wrong if you still wish you want HR, you want this, you want that. You are free. It's your choice. It's a matter of choice. Since you know that maybe you've set up, you're okay. You don't care about the money. This is what you actually, this is what you actually want. You've divined yourself. You are free to go. So that's it for that one. Somebody is trying to ask a question, please.
Yes, I was trying to ask that what is the maximum number of pages permissible for a professional CV?
Good. Maximum 2. You can see I have 25 years, 30 years, and everything is just 2. You don't need to, put all the things you've done. Just, when you put too much of bullets in a CV, make it look clustered. So there's a way you do it. Maximum of 2 pages. Just like the first lady, Salam, that girl, she just 2 years of experience. That's the page. No much talk. No much. But maximum 2. Before I used to go for best practice, they would say somebody with 30 years of experience, you can do 2 to 3 pages. But let me say this: if it's an academic CV, there's a way you write an academic CV. It's different from a normal CV. Academic CV, you've done a lot of research, topics, publications. You can have 5. You can have 7 when it comes to academic CV. I have one academic CV. Let me show you if I have it on this system. So you can. So you are talking, please. You can talk now, please. Why I still look for the other one?
Yeah, I wanted to. Okay, I wanted to ask if you can share the EDMan CV for some of us that are a bit experienced.
Okay, which of the CV, please?
Some of us that have upward of 25 years experience. Whether you can share the Indian man's CV so that we can learn 1 or 2 things from there.
That's not a problem, please. I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Academic CV. Okay. Let me see if I have it here. I have it on my phone. But who is that? Who is that man again? Academic CV, you can write everything you've done, all your research. Start even when you started from when you were an undergraduate, your projects, that's where you're going to even start. The fellowship, the publications, you will list everything. Everything. I'm trying to look for the academic CV. If I have it. I don't think I have it here, but I have it on my phone. I have it in my Google Drive. So the format for that one is actually different from the way you write the normal CV. Because when it comes to academic CV, the word academic, we don't know what it stands for. The environment you are going, that's what they need. So, but when you are looking for a job in the job market, what you need is skills and experience. Skills and experience matter most. So that's just it. Any other question, please? I cannot see the academic CV. So maximum of 2 pages. Maximum of 2 pages.
Yeah, that's noted.
Okay, so that's it for that. And when we are done with that, I will teach you how to do an 8 years, how to write an 8 years CV. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. You just have to, there's a work on my system I just finished before we started this class. This man is a tech. Let me even show you the CV. I'll show you 3 different CV, the same content. He's a software, a full stack developer actually. He paid someone on Upwork to write the CV. At the end of the day, that person scored 40. He was rating. Then he paid another person again. The same thing. I think that person must have paid a lot of money before we met on LinkedIn. So do you know what the benchmark? He said, unless I'm able to score 90, that's when it's going to pay if I work on the CV. And I told him bluntly, there's no way you can have 90 because I'm not the one who creates the whole stuff. That's what we call back end. So there's some words that have been computed. The word is already encrypted inside the machine. So and you can't know it all. You can't expect everything to be inside your CV. And I told the man, if you have 60, I will give you the range of 60 to 70. Within 60 to 70, and 70 is the pass mark. What are you looking for? And I said, well, it's not okay. But I told him that let me try my best first. Then I finished the work. I just delivered the work this afternoon. This evening, sir, before the class, and at the end of the day, I'm able to score 79. This is name. Okay, I have it on my desktop. Oh, sorry, I can't minimize my Zoom and it's on my desktop. Let me see how that way I can get it out. So that's a minor thing. What you just need to do is you have to search a random word. There's nothing like, see that word is a big word, ATS. They've used it to scare a lot of people. There's nothing much. ATS is just an applicant tracking system. What you just need to do is there's some random words that are being used in that particular field. I don't know. Every job, every career path, like now, for example, you're a front end developer or a software developer or something. There's some words that is a necessity for you to have it, and not just to have it, and how to use the word. How to use the word properly, that's just it. So there's nothing much about ATS. The moment you know how to write, ATS is just small thing. So that's it for that. So I'm going to release, okay, like you said, I'm going to give you formats for the experienced people, experienced more than 25 years of experience. And I'll give you the format. I'll send to the group chats. I don't know if you can see my screen now.
Yes, we are seeing it.
Good. Full stack developer. This evening, it's not even up to 2 hours. I finish the work project. So it's just the normal thing. So, but it all depends on, one thing is what inspired me writing a CV is not because I want to write a CV. I'm once a recruiter working for a company when I started my career. So the thing is, there's the thing we look out for. This is another thing. What recruiters actually look out for in a CV. Within 5 seconds, I should be done. I will know whether to screen this person or select this person. So don't expect them to start reading all those bullets. Even with your professional summary, I should be able to know what you have. I should be able to know what you have in your CV without not wasting much of my time. Then next. So what actually inspired the CV writing was because I just see a lot of job seekers, they lack the required skill sets. And the way some people actually apply is very wrong. You don't forward the CV from one place to another. By our next class, I'm going to discuss all that. So I will know that we are done with CV writing. Then I will teach you how to apply. Then I will teach you, I'll just tell you this is how you do the ATS. There's nothing much in ATS. Nothing like, no. It's just a big grammar. I'm going to show you how you do it. That one is going to be practical. It's just a normal thing. It's just what you need to put is just skills. Use the skills where it's supposed to be used. You don't just, there are some people that don't know the required skill set for a full stack developer. They just believe it's just normal soft skills. They just put it there and they just go. No. So that's it for that one. So by our next class will be on Saturday, same time. 7, since we are okay, I think I have a question in the chat box. Okay, so same time, 7 o'clock Saturday. Or do you want us to do tomorrow? So tomorrow will be very.
No, we have other class. We have another
class. Good. So that's just it. So on Saturday, same time, we are going to discuss how to apply for jobs. And I will go through. Okay, good. So actually, I was given every Saturday for the class. So that's just it. So I will send the necessary material for everybody to practice on his own. Then our next class, I'll just pick 1 or 2. There's no way we can jump into LinkedIn without not knowing how to write. LinkedIn is just a normal thing. It's just, forget the word LinkedIn optimization. They are just grammar. So, and it's nothing. By the time you know how to write your CV, you'll be able to do your LinkedIn optimization yourself. That's just it. But the CV comes first, one step at a time. So that's it. Next class, we'll be discussing how to apply for jobs, and I'll have to, before I go, I've forgotten. Let me make it easy. things easier for every one of you. I'm going to give you out sites. There are websites where you write CV for free. Before we have this site, we use our head, but for stress-free, I'm going to give you a site where you can develop your CV. All what you just need to do is you copy them. They will not allow you to finish it. They will tell you to pay. But in the test of when you are doing it, you can just be copying it out, be putting the right word inside each section. When you get to this point, you just type. When you just put your career objective, your career path, which is the like full stack developer, is going to give you options. It's going to automatically write different professional summary for you. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So you just look for the one that fits in and you edit it. You put your own words, then you bring it back to your Microsoft Word. So things have been made, tech has made things easier today. So with this software, you can write CV on your own. Are you all there, please? Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Good. So I'll give you different websites, any website of your choice. Just click on it, register, then you will tell you one step at a time. So when you are done, you can just copy them. They won't allow you to finish it because they will ask you to pay at the end of the day. So instead of you doing that, just copy those words, bring it back to your Microsoft Word, then you are free to go. No much thinking. There a lot of things are there. Everything you've done is already there. There's nothing new again. Let me tell you this. No grammar that you are the only one using this grammar. Nothing like that. Nothing new. A lot of multi-millions of people have done it. So all what you need to do is just paraphrase, use the right words, and that's just it. So that will be the second thing I'm going to drop. The site you can use to practice. Then with that format I'm giving you, it's going to help you. You get the right thing, you put it there. That is just it. It's as simple as that. What I'm coming back to just do is, okay, fine, 8 years. This is how they make use of 8 years. With this website, I'm very sure everybody will be happy. The moment you're navigating the website, you know that, yes, they made everything easier. So that's it for that. So any other question, please? Any other question, please? Are we together? Are we together? Just type yes.
Yes.
So any other question before we call it a day? If you have any question, please. And maybe later on, you can still jot them down after the class. Maybe the next class, you can ask your question. So are we all good to go? Okay, in that case, good. So if you have any other question, you can send me a message on WhatsApp, and you can still connect with me on LinkedIn through the URL posted yesterday by the MD. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.